Okay, we're about to go in live. Okay. Okay, let's just give everybody like 5 seconds and then they should be here and we'll begin immediately. Okay. Okay. All right, so I'm just having my eyes on the screen. So once I discover that we have at least one person in class, we'll just begin immediately. So no wasting of time. Okay. Let's just give 2 minutes for people to respond and then we'll begin immediately. Okay. Okay, 1 more minute and then we'll begin the section immediately. All right, 1 more minute and we'll begin the section immediately. We're going to start immediately by 8:35 p.m. Okay, so let's just start. Anybody that doesn't catch up with the live session will definitely have the replay. All right, so we're not going to wait for anybody. We're going to stick to time. Let's give them the grace of 5 minutes. Then okay. Okay. All right. So, the next 30 seconds we should start. So, we're not going to be wasting much of our time in today's training. So, I'm going to be going straight to the point with what we have. All right. Okay. I think it's time. All right. So, I welcome you to today's section of the mentorship section. And today's section, we're going to be talking extensively about market analysis. Okay, yeah, we're going to be talking about market analysis, right? If you agree with me, you'd understand that it is one thing for you to know the market structure, know the market psychology, and then it's one thing for you to know when to enter. Right? It's one thing for you to be able to identify a good project, because understanding your own psychology is not going to help you to identify a good project. Okay, your psychology is your own business. So in order for you to know which project is good, that is where you need to employ the abilities of market analysis. Just as the name implies, your ability to look into the market and then look at a favorable entry and an exit point. To look for a favorable project to buy in order for you to get profit at the end of the day. Trust me, nobody is going to go. Nobody is buying cryptocurrency for fun. We're all buying cryptocurrency because we want to make profit. All right. And if you want to learn how to make profit in cryptocurrency, then you need to learn or give attention to market analysis. You need to learn how to conduct excellent market analysis, or else you keep on missing out on or you probably keep on buying projects that are dead, projects that will never give you any returns in this life. Right? Now, why is market analysis very important? Now, trust me, we have over 19,000 cryptocurrency as of today. And can I be sincere with you? More than 85% of all of these cryptocurrencies are scam projects. That is just it. As much as cryptocurrency is a very lucrative business, we have a lot of people that have come with a Ponzi scheme mentality. It's a Ponzi scheme mentality. Okay? They've come with a Ponzi scheme mentality. I can see one person just joined us now. So if you're the person, kindly drop a comment. Let me know you're following me. All right? So we have over 19,000 cryptocurrencies, as I said, and almost all of them are 85% of them are scams. So if you don't understand the idea, if you don't understand the concept of market analysis, you'd end up putting your money in projects that are dead, projects that will not guarantee you any reasonable returns. Okay, so you need to actually pay attention to this market analysis so that you're able to understand what you need to do and what you don't need to do in order for you to profit maximally from cryptocurrency. So I'm talking about market analysis now. We have basically two major types of market analysis. There are different kind of analysis, but for the sake of this particular module, we're going to be talking about we're going to be talking extensively about two forms of market analysis. The first one is what is fundamental analysis, and the second one is what is technical analysis. Both of these things are broad concepts. That is why I'm going to take my time to break them down and explain them to you. Because if you have an idea of these two forms of analysis, it's going to help you direct your decisions. It's going to help you to be able to trade profitably in the crypto market. Okay, this is somebody just here with us. All right, Mr. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. I see you. Welcome. All right, so that is just it. Fundamental analysis and technical analysis. Like I said, these two topics are broad concepts, so I wouldn't want to dwell much on, but I wouldn't attempt to explain both of them in one single webinar. No, it's going to take series of webinars to explain them. Then the most bulkiest of all of them is what is technical analysis. That is why in this particular session we're going to be talking about about fundamental analysis. All right. I'm going to talking about fundamental. You'll be hearing fundamental analysis. This is the section where you're going to learn what fundamental analysis is. Then in subsequent sections, we're going to start talking about about technical analysis. That is when we'll begin to look at what all of those lines, those market structure, those lines and stuff like that. This is the part of analysis that does not require any form of line, just require what your brain work. That is what the idea of fundamental analysis. All right, it's just something that requires your rationality, your thinking ability, the ability to foresee the future. That's what fundamental analysis is. Then technical analysis has to do with all those drawing lines here and there and stuff like that. Right. So like I said in the previous video, we're going to explaining what for technical analysis, but in this particular video, we're going to be talking extensively about fundamental analysis. All right. So at this junction, I would like to share my screen so we don't keep on talking. All right. So let me share my screen so we can start. All right. I think I should say it big so everybody can see. Right, so yeah, like I said, our topic is what is market analysis, and then in this particular session, we're going to be talking about what fundamental analysis. If you can see my screen, kindly type yes, you can see it. If you can see my screen, just indicate in the comment section. Let me know you can see my screen. All right. So now, what is fundamental analysis? That's the first question you need to ask yourself. What is fundamental analysis? All right. Okay, let's now check. Fundamental analysis. Sorry, let me remove this thing so you can see my screen very well. Okay, fundamental analysis is an in-depth form of analysis that seeks to describe or unveil the asset's intrinsic value. Fundamental analysis is an in-depth form of analysis that seeks to describe and unveil the asset's intrinsic value. Fundamental analysis determines the potential of a particular crypto asset beyond its behavior in the market. It looks deeper beyond the outer looks and traces the ideal value of the asset. All right, that is exactly what fundamental analysis is. For example, now if you're talking about technical analysis, you're just going to be looking at the chart, looking at trying to predict the price movement of a particular coin from the chart. Okay, you're going to try to say, okay, this is what's going to happen today, this is what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes, this is what's going to happen in the next 10 minutes, this is what's going to happen in the next 4 hours. That is technical analysis. But then if you want to now go deep into the ideal importance, the ideal function, or the ideal purpose of creating that particular cryptocurrency, that is what we talk about fundamental analysis. All right? Just imagine that you want to go and build a bank now. Building the bank, the structure of the bank is just like the technical analysis. Then the intent of building that bank now. Why are you building that bank? Constitute what we call fundamental analysis. And I tell you, the fundamentals of a particular cryptocurrency is the most important. Like I said here, fundamental analysis overrules technical analysis. All right, so you need to actually pay attention to fundamental analysis, because technical analysis is submissive to fundamental analysis. All right, because fundamental analysis looks at the asset's intrinsic value. I want you to focus on that word, intrinsic value. Bitcoin has an intrinsic value. That is why Bitcoin is still standing strong even in the midst of the bear market. You might think Bitcoin has crashed. Yes, it has crashed, but then trust me, Bitcoin is still standing strong. There are cryptocurrencies that have dipped more than 200%. They have dipped and dipped and dipped and dipped and dipped. Some of them are even what rock pulled. Why? Because of what their intrinsic value is not as strong, it's not as valid as that of what of Bitcoin. All right. So aside from anything you're going to hear from people that say Bitcoin is this, Bitcoin is this, the intrinsic value of Bitcoin is what is an alternative source of payment. And then, of course, if you're following the global trend, you understand that people are already adopting Bitcoin as what as a form of payment. That is Bitcoin what satisfying that is what is intrinsic value. So if Bitcoin is existence today, is because people are seeing that is what is it is representing or it is actualizing that is what is intrinsic value. You cannot tell me that Bitcoin is for payment option and then people are scared of collecting Bitcoin. It means what Bitcoin has failed in that particular purpose. Its intrinsic value is not what is not true. But because of we have people that what accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment means Bitcoin is only what is settling with what or is repping is what its intrinsic value. So that is what fundamental analysis is. Your ability to go deeper beyond the surface level. All right. If you're conversant with an iceberg, you understand that an iceberg, when an iceberg is in the middle of a sea, it's just a tip of the iceberg that is showing outside. That tip is what we call what we refer to as technical analysis. Although technical analysis can go a bit deeper, but this particular case now, then what is under the water, that big sun that's under the water now, is what we call as fundamental analysis. The ability to filter the noises that are above and go inside to look in depthly of why is this coin created in the first place. All right. Because without any strong innovation, no coin is going to survive. And I tell you, if anything happens to the fundamentals of a coin, that coin is going to technical analysis is going to be dragged in the mud. Let me give an instance now. Look at Luna. Luna had a very, very good fundamental, but then something went wrong. In as much as people were buying Luna, why people bought Luna at $40? It was because technically, it was the chart was saying okay at $40, Luna was at a good support. But because of something faulty has happened to the fundamental aspect of Luna, it crashed. It rubbished technical analysis. So that is the idea of fundamental analysis. It helps you to make sound decision. If you neglect the idea of fundamental analysis, you might end up conducting a very, very sound technical analysis. But at the end of the day, you're going to be useless by fundamentals. It is that strong. It is very, very strong. Anytime there's a strong fundamentals, it tends to overrule technical analysis, right? So let's look at the next thing. Let's not waste much time there, right? Now, in this part of session now, in order for you to understand technical and fundamental analysis, we're going to be looking at some certain factors you need to consider when conducting fundamental analysis. All right. That is to say, if you want to go and look for a particular cryptocurrency, let's assume you go to your coin market cap. Don't worry, I'm going to teach you how to go and search for coins on your coin market cap. So by the time you go to your coin market cap, you're going to see 19,000 cryptocurrencies. How do you know which one to invest upon? That is what we mean by fundamental analysis, your ability to search. All right. Now there are certain factors you need to look at when you pick a particular cryptocurrency. There are certain factors you need to pay attention to. Now these factors, if present, will tell you if the project is a red flag or a thumbs up. If you see plenty red flags, or probably all of these factors are not satisfied, it means that coin is faulty, and then you should run for your life. Right? That is exactly what fundamental analysis helps you do. Aside from just buying a cryptocurrency, it's going to give you an idea. Okay, this particular cryptocurrency, it has fulfilled most of these factors. Means it has a good solid innovation. It means I can trust my money in the hands of the project owners. I can use my money to bet on this particular cryptocurrency. But then if it doesn't have any good fundamentals, run for your life, because at the end of the day, you'd end up losing that money. All right. So the first factor we have here is seed sale, private sale. Don't worry, I'm just going to run all over them and then I'm going to explain it in subsequent slides. That's token distribution. We have the liquidity or total volume locked. We have the roadmap. All right. We have the team, the developers. We have the audits. We have the utility. All right. We have the community. We have the investors. All right. We have greed factor, and then lastly we have the competitors bias. Trust me, there are different factors you need to consider when conducting fundamental analysis. Fundamental analysis, in as much as it gives you the intrinsic value, but it does not just give you at the plateau of gold. There has to be a work from your own end. You need to apply work at that is what I say. People that come to trade cryptocurrency, people that are making money from cryptocurrency are not making money by fluke. They labored for it. You see people day in, day night, they are reading just because they want to identify a cryptocurrency is going to give them 10x. But can I tell you something? You must not really be a good fundamental analyst to make money in cryptocurrency. For example, now I'm not a fundamental analyst. Me, like I'm teaching you, I'm not a fundamental. I just know about fundamental analysis, and then I do it. Maybe when I want to just do 1 or 2 investment like that, I then go and learn fundamental analysis. But ideally, I'm a technical analyst. So why am I telling you this now? I'm telling you this, okay, so that tomorrow now, if you want to, maybe you discover that by the time I'm done explaining to you fundamental and technical analysis, you yourself, you know your strength. So your strength is going to dictate to you which of these analysis you should better focus on. Because I tell you cannot focus on 2. You cannot focus on 2 of them. You might have an idea on both of them, but then one is actually going to be where your strength lies. All right, and that is the importance of this training, to expose you to both of them, tell you which of them is which all of them are good. You understand? No one is better than anyone. All of them are good. You understand? So you just going to look at yourself. Okay, this is my strength. Am I good at reading news? Am I good at reading? Am I good at following up? Do I have the luxury of time to bury my head in research? If yes, good. Fundamental analysis can be good for you. If you don't have that kind of time like me, if you're the person that you like looking at charts, then you might be considering technical analysis. All of them have their complexities, but I tell you, depending on your strength and weakness, you'll be able to find one that suits you. All right. Like I said, now just pay attention to the overall. When I'm explaining it, pay attention to all of them. But in the long run, have it at the back of your mind that you must choose one that you're going to be very, very firm at. Have an idea of all of them, because sometimes you might want to go and look for coins to invest in. You might not use the idea of fundamental and technical analysis, both of them to help you make good trading decision. But in order for you to have an edge in the market, find one particular one and focus upon it. Like they always say, less is more. Pick one, focus upon that rather than divide your attention across 2 of them. All right, so let us start from the first one. We have the roadmap. All right, now what is the roadmap? The roadmap describes the overall plan of which the team put together to achieve their goal. Now, let's talk about goals now. Imagine you say, okay, this week I'm going to read 10 books now. How do you intend to achieve that 10 books is what a roadmap is. You say, okay, on Monday I'm going to read chapter 1 to chapter 2. On Tuesday, I'm going to read chapter 3 to chapter 4. On Wednesday, I'm going to read chapter 5 to chapter 6. That is a roadmap, like a guideline that you got, a plan that you're going to use to actualize your goal. All right. So in cryptocurrency, and that's what we call the roadmap of every cryptocurrency. Every cryptocurrency on earth has a roadmap. Because without a roadmap, nobody's going to know where the coin is heading to. Nobody will be able to say, okay, this is where the coin is at this point of growth. This is where the coin is going. This is what the coin is yet to achieve. But the roadmap provides all of those information, right? Now the roadmap hints you on on significant events that most likely happen and when you should The roadmap hints you on significant events that would most likely happen and when, so you can prepare for it. Like I said, just imagine now I have a coin. I say, okay, on the roadmap now they say, okay, the coin is launching on so dates. That is on the roadmap. You have an idea. Okay, anytime you're checking this particular coin, maybe the coin is a new coin. Then you have before I say that, on this roadmap, where you're going to get the roadmap is on the white paper. The white paper is just like a document. So most of these factors I'm going to be explaining here, all of that you can get on a white paper, on a cryptocurrency white paper. All right. The white paper is just like a document. Imagine you bought a new phone, and then inside that new phone there's going to be a manual. So that manual is what we call a white paper in cryptocurrency. So by the time you pick the white paper, you're going to see this roadmap clearly written there. You're going to see when the cryptocurrency is going to be launched, how it's going to be launched. You're going to see probably if the company has multiple projects, you're going to be seeing how each of these projects will be launched. Those are the significant events. If the company want to do anything, before they do anything, just like what they're predicted into the future, they're going to use that roadmap to guide their actions. All right. So having an idea of this fund, don't worry. By the time we explain other factors, you're going to understand why having an idea of this event is going to give you an edge in the market. Okay. Imagine when they tell you that, okay, this coin is about this coin, we want to launch this particular program, and then you know, okay, this kind of, maybe they can tell you that they want to do an airdrop at this particular stage in their growth. You're going to prepare for it, because anytime an airdrop wants to happen in the particular cryptocurrency, the coin tends to pump. So all of this is what are contained in the roadmap. There's lots of events that actually contain the roadmap. It's when you have the roadmap that you're going to see every cryptocurrency has different roadmap, because all of them have different intentions. But most of the times they're always similar. But there's just slight variation. So it shows you the important events and when they're going to happen. The next one we have is remember the idea is to buy. Okay, remember the idea is to buy before any major announcement. Like I said, cryptocurrency goes with hype. Now, having an idea of the roadmap, reading on the roadmap is going to give you an idea of when you should buy a particular cryptocurrency. Let's assume okay, they are going to launch a particular product in the ecosystem. if you have an idea, if you have an idea that okay, that particular product is something that is going to make sense, but it's going to give you an idea, okay, I should go and buy this cryptocurrency, because by the time they make a general announcement, trust me, not everybody knows about the roadmap. But then if you take your time and study the roadmap and then understand when things are going to happen, that is when you'll be able to ape into a particular cryptocurrency before the news gets out. We have seen instances whereby this particular people say, okay, they want to introduce or they want to launch a new coin like that. If it's on the roadmap, you're going to go and prepare. You're going to either go and buy the cryptocurrency, or you're going to go and sell your asset so that you don't get caught up unaware. Because if you by the time an information gets to the public, it means you're already late. That is just the honest truth about cryptocurrency. By the time you start seeing the social media talking about a particular cryptocurrency, just know that you're already late in that particular project. People that make the most money in cryptocurrency enter a particular project even before the public knows about it. And then how do they know that a product is worth it? From the roadmap. All right. So it gives you the advantage of buying a particular product or selling a particular product even before the public knows about it. All right. So that is that one. I hope you're getting your book and then you're noting down each of these points. Okay. Okay. Somebody is saying something. Okay. So let's look at the next one. I hope you're having your Bible and then you're noting down all of these points, because in the long run, you're going to use it to start guiding your trading decisions. So the next one we have is the seed sale or private sale. Now let me just give you, before I read anything, let me give you an illustration of what the seed sale or private sale means. Sometimes you might see that okay, they want to launch a particular company. Let's say I want to launch a particular company, and then I'm looking for investors to come and help me to come and sow seed, to come and invest in my business. All right. That's why I will not call it an in-house party. I say, okay, hello guys, you just call your close friends. Okay, guys, when I come, I want to launch this particular business, but I don't want to take it public first. You guys should come. I want to give you guys the opportunity of seeing what I have to offer in the company. I want to give you guys the opportunity of buying shares at a lower price. That is what seed sale means, or private sale. As you can see, this is one of the most important factors to consider when conducting analysis, because before every coin will be launched, they will call investors to come and see what they have to offer. Just like book launch, all right? Now you got agree that before a major book hits a library, they'll bring the book to a launch, to in an in-house launching program, all right? So once people gather in the launch, then the owner of the book might sell for them the book even cheaper than what the book will ideally sell for outside. That is exactly what this seed sale is. It's more like a pre-launch before the public knows about it, an in-house launch before the public launch. And then at this pre-sale, people that will be opportune to be part of this pre-sale would have the opportunity of buying that cryptocurrency asset at a very, very cheap price. All right, at a very cheap price. So how does this affect your fundamental analysis? Number one, know how much the coin was at seed sale, and its current price. Now let's assume that you're opportune to be part of the seed sale, and then at the seed sale the coin was sold at $1 per unit, maybe $1 per coin. And then after the seed sale, investors began to buy. Remember, when people begin to buy crypto, that's when the cryptocurrency will begin to increase in price. And let's say investors began to buy at $1. Before you know, the price gets to $2 because of what people are already pumping in their money at the seed sale. Remember, it is cash flow that makes cryptocurrency to grow. So people are already pumping money, people are already buying. And then before you know it, this coin that was previously at $1 is now at $20. That is because of what the company was able to raise plenty money. They were able to raise millions of dollars in their seed sale. Now, how is that a red flag for you? Once you discover that the price at launch, right? Pay attention to this particular thing. When you discover that the price at launch, I want you to write it down. When you discover that, okay, the ideal price of launch, all right, is significantly higher than the current price at which you want to buy, run away from that product. Right? So let's assume that during the seed sale, they sold the coin at $1. And after the seed sale, the coin rose to $20. That is, the coin did 20x. Now, what do you understand by when the coin do 20x? I mean, the coin pumped. Then if you understand the concept of market structure, anytime there's a pump, what happens next is a massive sell-off, because people begin to take profit, and then what happens next? The coin will dump. So if you don't have any idea of this seed sale number, you'd end up going to buy when the coin is, maybe you say, this coin, they're going to launch it very soon. And then maybe because it's a new coin, you think maybe you can just go and buy any new coin like that. And probably after maybe people that were opportune to be in the pre-sale, they're able to pump the coin 20x. 20x is a relatively high level of pump for a new project. No new project can sustain a 20x pump without it dipping. Serious dip. That is what happened to Wakanda Inu. When people had opportunity to buy Wakanda Inu at the pre-sale, they bought it very, very cheap. And then because they bought it very cheap, the price began to increase. So before it got to the public head, Wakanda Inu was almost at 20x already. That is just at the pre-sale. And then some people say, they just launched this coin, you will go buy, not knowing that the coin has already pumped 20x because of the pre-sale. Then by the time people now start, public begins to buy now, the coin will further pump to maybe like 25x. And then those who that allow themselves to do fear of missing out, they will end up entering that market and then they will dump the hell out of that coin on them. That is what the idea of seed sale or private sale is. If the number of X, that's one is how many times the coin multiplied itself exceeds 10 times, it is a red flag. The project will most likely be dumped because nobody wants to hold a coin when the coin has given them massive profits. Imagine buying a coin at $1 and then the coin gives you what, $20. You take what are you waiting for? What are you waiting again in the market? You're going to take profits. That is how these seed investors would make money. And then sometimes they used to do what all this. They used to give opportunity for some people to join this or pre-sale. That's why you see the people they should strive to be in a pre-sale, because once you're in a pre-sale, you're going to get the product, the coin at a very, very cheaper price. So by the time they now release it to the market, to start pumping, because now new coin will enter. People that don't really have any idea of this seed sale. Now new coin will enter, they begin to enter the coin, and before you know it, everybody that bought at the pre-sale will begin to dump the coin, and then those that went and bought at the apex will be at the losing end. So all of this seed sale and pre-sale are what contained in the white paper and on the website of the company. I'm going to teach you how to get all the website of a particular cryptocurrency and how to get the white paper. All right, you're going to see the price, the initial price, and then the price that happened after that's on the roadmap. You're going to see the initial price of the coin, the actual price after the launch, and then it's going to give an idea. Okay, this particular coin, in as much as it is new, because of it has done 10x, it has done 20x, I cannot buy it, no matter how scared you are, how you feel. Okay, you're missing out. Do not buy that particular cryptocurrency, because you end up missing out big time. You lose your money one hand. All right, so that is just it. So now what's the next one that we have here now? Tokenomics. Okay, this word is coined from from token and economics. All right, that's how this word came about. This tokenomics, it came about from two words, token and economics. And then what does it mean? It means token distribution. This refers to how the total supply of a token has been distributed among the developers, the investors, the general public, the liquidity pool, and a whole lot of people like that. Like I said, all of these things are contained on the white paper. So now, why do you need to pay attention to this particular distribution? Because if you observe that imagine they say a coin has 100% total supply, and then just investors, they give investors 40%. It is relatively high. Meaning they are giving out, and then you know what it means for whales to own a particular cryptocurrency. Normally, cryptocurrency is supposed to be something that is meant for the public. If during the distribution you discover that investors have 40% at the pre-sale, maybe they offered pre-sale 40% of the entire crypto that was available. They gave 40% to investors running from that particular crypto asset. Why? Because of it is trying to tell that just a very few people have control over 40% of the crypto market of that particular cryptocurrency. So it is liable to pump and dump. All right, it is liable to pump and dump. If you don't understand this particular one, and you end up, maybe you discover, okay, a coin has 100%, and then this 100% is supposed to be divided across 6 people, and then just one person is carrying 40%. Will you buy that cryptocurrency? No, because if you buy it, that one person, just that one person can determine the movement of the coin. All right, check it now. If 6 people are to divide a particular cryptocurrency, and then just one person, only one group of people carry 40%, it's risky. Now, how many percent do other people carry? How many will the public? Normally, the ideal of every crypto asset is that the distribution is supposed to favor the public. The public are supposed to have the bulk of the distributed tokens, but some scam tokens will give they develop. In fact, the developers will hold more than 60% of the cryptocurrency assets. By the time you see those kind of things, those are red flags, because those developers, what they discover, they themselves they can single-handedly manipulate the market. They call them the whale. That is why in cryptocurrency, people that have big money tend to control the market very well. That's why they say whales have an influence on the market. They can manipulate the market because they have plenty money. So because they have plenty money, they can accumulate that particular cryptocurrency in mass. As such, is giving the opportunity to control. They can manipulate the market. They can pump the coin and they can pump the hell out of that coin and dump it at will, because of what they hold a large percentage of that particular coin. So just need to look out for before you pick a particular project, ensure that the distribution is very, very small for developers. At all, how many developers will be in a particular cryptocurrency asset? So the percentage for developers should be very, very small. The percentage for investors should be very, very small. Then where the bulk of the percentage should be is on in the public, and of course in the liquidity pool, right? So always look out for the distribution. If you discover that either the general public or the liquidity pool is not having much of the distribution, run for your life. Most especially if you discover that, okay, it is the developers, or you discover, okay, it is just one particular wallet that has most of the coins. Now I'm going to teach you how to get all of these informations. Run for your life. Don't take pick on that particular coin, because one person can just decide to wake up one morning, he's in a bad mood, he fought with his wife, you say, dump this coin, and then he will dump that particular coin on you. That is how deadly it can be if only you invested in a coin that was just a very few people controlling a large amount of cryptocurrency. It's just like Nigeria now. You know that people that own Nigeria economy, the people that control Nigeria economy, that control 70% of Nigeria economy, are no more than 3% of the Nigerian population. Meaning that just 3% of the entire how many hundreds of million people control the Nigerian economy. So these 3% people say they want to crash Nigerian economy, and they can crash it. Why? Because of what? They have given them too much power. That is the same thing with cryptocurrency. You discover that a bulk of the crypto is handled by just a few people, run for your life. Do not invest in that particular cryptocurrency. It is high risk, because it is subject to pump and dump. They will do the coin as they wish, and that is not what you want to. You don't want to invest your money in the hands of people that would abuse that particular asset. Okay, let's look at the next one now. We have the next one is token release or token unlock size. All right. Token release or token unlock size. Now, before I explain anything about this token release, now let me tell you something about how cryptocurrency get their value. Cryptocurrency get their value by following the law of demand and supply. And what does the law of demand and supply say? It means the more the demand, the higher the price value of a particular cryptocurrency. And then the less the demand, the lower the price of the crypto asset. Meaning, if there's high demand for a particular cryptocurrency, there's a tendency that the price will be high. And if the supply is excess, meaning if the coin is in surplus, means the price is most likely going to dip. The price is most likely not going to gain enough, or it's not going to gain any serious price value like that. That is the law of demand and supply. If a particular crypto asset has if the demand, like for example now, when Bitcoin begins to pump, now the demand for Bitcoin will become very high. And then once the demand for Bitcoin becomes very high, Bitcoin begins to pump. And then the people begin to sell off their Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin begins to dump. That is because of what? Demand affect the price of a cryptocurrency. Now, what does token release means? Now, by the time I explain to you how to spot cryptocurrency on CoinMarketCap, you understand that there's what we call total supply of tokens, meaning how many of that particular cryptocurrency is in existence. Then we have the circulating supply. Now, the total amount of cryptocurrency in existence refers to the total amount of cryptocurrency that was ever created. All right. And then when we talk about the circulating supply, it means how many of that cryptocurrency, that's apart from that, inside that total supply now, how many of those cryptocurrencies are actually in circulation? How many of them are actually actively being bought and sold? All right, that's the thing. We have two types of supply. We have the circulating supply. We have the total supply. The total supply refers to all the cryptocurrency assets that has ever been created. Where the circulating supply, just as the name implies, circulating supply refers to the amount of cryptocurrency that's currently in circulation. Right. So now, how does token release affect the price of a cryptocurrency? You say token release refers to how many tokens are released into the circulation. Now, intermittently, as people begin to buy a particular cryptocurrency, the developers will begin to release some certain cryptocurrency into circulation, just to meet up with the demand. They used to release a cryptocurrency small, and then information on how to release this information is called the vesting schedules. All right. Like they'll say, just like I said in their roadmap now, on the roadmap, they'll tell you, okay, in January, we're going to release some amount of cryptocurrency. In June, we're going to release another one again. Like this will release it in batches. All right. So token release is an information that would affect the price of a cryptocurrency. How does it affect the price of a cryptocurrency? When they are releasing a token into the market, they are increasing the supply. Then, like I told you in the law of demand and supply, the more they supply for cryptocurrency, the lesser the price value. So what am I trying to say here is that the more they release a token, that at the news of any token release, the cryptocurrency asset tends to dump. Why? Because they are increasing the supply in the market. Yeah, after a period of time, it's going to subsidize. Like the thing is going to how do I call it? It's going to fade off. You get like the whole the token that's been released is going to get diluted. But that initial point of release is going to affect the price value of a particular cryptocurrency asset. So you need to understand or know when there's going to be a token release. And how do you know when there's going to be a token release? From the roadmap. All of these are noted in the roadmap. They'll tell you, okay, maybe the roadmap is from now to let's say the roadmap is from January to December. They'll say, okay, by March we're going to release so amount of token. By June we're going to release another again. By August we're going to release again. By September we're going to release again. They are giving you an idea of when they're going to be releasing certain token into the market. Because of course, the more demand for a particular cryptocurrency increase, the more the developers tend to release or to put into circulation certain amount of that token. For example, now in Bitcoin, we have just 21 million Bitcoin. That is in the entire history of Bitcoin, but there cannot be more than 21 million Bitcoin. And then at the moment, we have over 90 million that are in circulation. How were these 90 million in circulation? They are being released small. So anytime there's a release of Bitcoin into the market now, it tends to affect the price of the cryptocurrency. Now, how does it affect the cryptocurrency? It depends on the size. That is why we have the next one, token unlock size, which refers to how many of these tokens are released. Let's assume now. I want you to take your barrier now. Imagine that the total value, the total number of cryptocurrency we have in the total number of cryptocurrency that was created was 15,000. All right, and then at first we now have a circulating supply of 3,000. You'd agree with me that now 15 that is from the total supply we still have 12,000 cryptocurrency, 12,000 of that unit of that cryptocurrency in reservoir is in reserve. And then this particular developers are expected to be releasing this cryptocurrency small. All right. So now anytime they want to release it, but let's assume they say at this particular time we're going to be releasing another 3,000 cryptocurrency now. That's what they are releasing 3,000 units of the cryptocurrency. So if you check it now, 3,000 units of the cryptocurrency added to the already existing 3,000 is going to make it a circulating supply of 6,000 crypto assets of that particular coin. They have increased the supply, and once they increase the supply, what happens? Demand reduces. Supply outweighs demand, and then once supply outweighs demand, the price of that cryptocurrency asset will reduce. All right. So imagine a situation whereby let's assume there are two coins now. The first coin now, they are both. The first coin is we say the first coin has 15,000 total supply. All right. The second coin has the same 15,000 total supply, and then both coins have 3,000 3,000 circulating supply. Now I want to show you how the size of the token unlock is going to affect that particular cryptocurrency. Okay, so by the time now the first crypto asset now releases the first cryptocurrency now releases extra 3,000 cryptocurrency now to their already existing 3,000, increases the supply to 6,000. Yes, it's going to affect the price of the cryptocurrency, but it will not affect the price of the cryptocurrency as much as when the other particular cryptocurrency releases 6,000 into the already existing 3,000, making that one the total supply to be 9,000. In that particular instance, now the supply now greatly outweighs the number of demands for that particular cryptocurrency asset, and as a result, the coin is going to experience a dip. So no matter the technical analysis you're doing, if you have an idea that at this particular period of time they are going to release they are going to release some tokens into the market, you do not just go and buy. Because even if your technical analysis is telling you that it's a good buy season, buy, because of this fundamental factor now, it is going to affect the crypto asset, the price of the crypto asset, and they will end up experiencing a dip. Okay, that is just how it happens because of the token release is affecting the total supply. All right, and then it is sometimes referred to vesting schedules. If you check on the roadmap, you're going to see where they highlighted all the times they're going to be doing a vesting schedule. They highlighted all of them. So your ability to understand this fundamental factor now would make you prepared for it. So whenever you see a news that they're about to release a cryptocurrency, they're about to release a token of a portion of the token into the already existing security supply, you would take caution. You'd exit your portion, your position and wait for a better time to buy. because after, like I said here, 99% of news in token unlock leads to what, to a dump. That is what them increasing the supply of that particular cryptocurrency asset. All right. So even if a coin is fundamentally strong, avoid buying when there is a token release, because it would invalidate even the best technical analysis. What am I trying to say now? Let's assume, okay, on technical analysis on the chart, it's telling you that, okay, this coin has gotten to a good level of support. Let us buy. Oh boy, if you discover, okay, there's going to be a token release, even when your technical analysis is telling you to buy, hold on with your decision, just because of what this news is going to affect the price of that particular cryptocurrency asset, right? So let's look at the next one. We have the team or developers. Very important. The team or developers. This is where you need to ask yourself, who are the faces behind this particular cryptocurrency asset? Who are they? For example, now it's just like saying you want to enroll your child in a school, and then when you go to the school, you discover that the principal is some kind of rascal like that. Would you put a child in that particular school? No. That is because of what the school can never be better than the personality of the teachers or of the staffs. That is just it. So the same thing applies with cryptocurrency. Who are the faces behind the project? Who are the developers? Do they have any previous blockchain experience? All of this, all the developers are contained in the white paper. So by the time you lay your hands on the white paper, you're going to see all of this information live and clear. So just left for you to study that's why they call it research. Do your own research. So go and study these developers. Study the team very well. All right. Are their public faces or are their faces public or autonomous, and why? Because sometimes you might say, okay, they might not want to disclose the identity of this particular they might not want to disclose the identity of their team. Maybe they want to maintain the decentralized nature of cryptocurrency. Why are they not showing their face? Why? Ask them that question. Why are they not showing their face? And then if you want to see why from the white paper, you can understand why they are not showing their face. If the reason is not credible enough, run away from that particular cryptocurrency asset, because they want to scam people. That's just it. Anybody that does not want to scam would actually show his face. Do not be afraid of showing their face. But if they don't believe in the particular cryptocurrency asset, they are going to run away with people money. They will not show their face. All right. So aside from just knowing their name, knowing who they are, check for their previous experience. All of these things are contained in the white paper. All right. You can also check it on the website. Because by the time, just like now, you went to somewhere that you see Opera Joseph. Yeah, you say, okay, this person, okay, I know his face. Let me go and get more information about him. How experienced is he? That's why you go and look at how active are they across the social media handle. Since you cannot go to their house, go on the social media handle, go and find them. Take their name, go on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is very, very important. Go on LinkedIn, go and check their profile. Is their profile well structured, or are they just a nobody? Do they have followers? How often do they engage their social media handle? How often do they bring out valuable content? Just imagine now that I created a particular crypto asset, and then you came and check my Facebook, and then you see I'm constantly updating my Facebook, talking about that particular project. You're going to have a belief that, okay, this particular guy have belief in this particular cryptocurrency. But in the moment I'm not talking about it, the moment my team and I are not talking about it, that's a red flag. So the team behind every cryptocurrency asset is very, very important for fundamental analysis. Look at what happened to Do Kwon. Look at what happened to Luna. It was actually the team that fucked up. So although it's now the idea of the Luna is just kind of contradictory, because at first Luna had a very good fundamentals, right? It had a very good fundamentals, but along the line, the people got corrupted, their mindset got corrupted, and then they tend to rock pull people. That is one of the risks associated with trading cryptocurrency. All right. So just go look at at the team. Who are they? How experienced are they in blockchain experience? For example, now imagine they say the founder of cryptocurrency of Binance, CZ, want to want to launch a particular crypto asset. You don't really have much doubt, simply because this particular guy has a lot of experience in the blockchain industry, and then you know his face, and of course he says a lot of things on his Twitter. So on the social media handle, on his experience, he's well covered. So having an idea of all of this is going to help you know when a project is a good buy. Remember, all of these points are is a must note. If you go and venture to a project that don't have any serious team or developers, then you're in trouble, because they'll run away with your money. As simple as that. Right. So let's look at the next one. Now, the next one is audit. Now, let me give you a clear instance why audit is very, very important in cryptocurrency assets. Now, cryptocurrency deals with money, millions of naira. All right. Now, do you know how many people will be willing to hack a particular cryptocurrency asset? There are people. Do you know how many crypto assets have been experiencing hack? Even the Binance, even KuCoin, most of these exchanges we have all experienced hack at one point in time. So every cryptocurrency asset, what you need to look out for is who is auditing their records, who's auditing their security system. How will this help you? This would help you know whether okay they understand that they're going to get money. No, when somebody is very, very cautious about security, it means he knows that in the future he's going to get money. But once they're nonchalant about their security, it's a red flag. It means they don't even believe in the assets. They don't even take they don't attach much respect to your money. That is what the audit means. Because cryptocurrency is an industry that attracts a lot of hackers. So the people that audit that particular cryptocurrency asset you want to buy is very, very important. Which company audited the security system? If you don't see any, they are reputable auditing firms. Like we have the CETIC, we have the Hacken, we have the Rockdoc, there are a lot of them, but these are the main ones. They have track record. So and then all of this information are contained on the white paper. Like I said, the white paper is just like a document, a manual that guides the operation of a particular cryptocurrency asset. So always look out for the team the firm that audits a particular cryptocurrency asset. So if the team has a good odds, okay, this particular people, okay, they are ready for business. They don't want to use our money and play Bet Naija. But the moment that you see, okay, or there are some crypto assets that don't even have any audit team. Right? So you need to take care. Now that's why I say if you want to let this be your checklist. If you want to conduct an analysis, pick your book. If you pick a particular crypto asset, check it. Number one, who audit it? Write it there. If it's not there, asterisk it. Who are their team? Check it. If it's good, mark it. Check all of this. Their roadmap, is it good? Mark it. By the time you check all of this and then you say, okay, you have a good number of these factors present, then you can have a lot of confidence in that particular cryptocurrency asset. But then once you see, okay, most of these factors are not met, run for your life. Okay? Run for your life. So you can see there, these are some of the auditing firms you need to look out for. Probably when you're conducting analysis, you can come back to this video and have a look at what are this auditing firm. That is, if you're not writing to your book already, you can come back and then look at this auditing firm and see how you can use it to direct your analysis. Right? Remember, the idea is to find what credible cryptocurrency assets to buy. If they're not protecting, if they're not willing to spend money in protecting that. Now, why most of those companies are running away from auditing? Because auditing requires money. These companies will not charge you small money. Imagine now you come and audit a blockchain that is worth 100 million. I'll charge you big money, or maybe a blockchain that's worth 2 billion. I'll charge you big money. So a lot of companies actually were running away from that tax. They don't want to pay, and that is then playing with your fund. So always avoid instances like that. When they don't have a good audit, run for your life. All right. So let's look at the next one. The next one is marketing. Very, very important. Now let me tell you something about marketing in general. They say the best known always beats the best. The best known always beats the best. Same thing applies in cryptocurrency. In as much as a particular cryptocurrency is good, we have 19,000 cryptocurrencies. If you like, be good. If you don't go and market if they don't carry their market on their head, run away from that asset. It means they themselves, they're even shy of the asset. Pay attention to the branding of the project. Look at the design of their website. Is it catchy enough? Does it portray a good brand? Look at the social media. How packaged is the social media? Look at the number of influencers they are paying. How many influencers are sharing their project? Because just like every techno is going to pay the video to come out advertise for them their phone, that is how crypto assets are paying influencers to help them shield their cryptocurrency assets. So look out for all of this. If you want to pick a particular cryptocurrency asset, go on Google, type this particular cryptocurrency information about this asset. You're going to see it. Go on Twitter, put that dollar sign, and then put the cryptocurrency you want to search on. You're going to see information about that particular cryptocurrency asset. Check the people that are standing for that market, that are rooting for that particular cryptocurrency asset. If they are not much, it's a red flag. If the company is good but they're not making much noise outside, it's a red flag. Because no matter how good a particular cryptocurrency are, if they're not willing to market their products, they're not going to get anybody to buy them. And of course, you know what? Cryptocurrency is a game of marketing. This is when you market your product that people will be able to see you. If people do not know that this particular cryptocurrency exists, they're not going to buy it. So even if it's good, if they don't know about its existence, they're not going to buy it. So marketing is very, very important. How aggressive are they about putting their product out there? Check the team. Is the team actively promoting their product on their social media handle? Go on YouTube. Go on YouTube. Search the coin on YouTube. Are you seeing videos explaining explaining the importance of that particular coin? Because yes, all of these crypto companies, they pay YouTubers to help them promote their coin. They want to gain traction. They want people to see what they have to offer. So all of these are things you need to pay attention to. The marketing of a particular cryptocurrency asset. Look at their branding. How packaged are they? Look at their marketing message. What are they promising people? Right? So it's very, very important to pay attention to the marketing message. Don't neglect it. All right? Don't neglect it. And the next one we have is the utility. Okay, utility is actually what this refers to, the ideal innovation behind the project. What solution, sorry for the mistake there, what solution is it bringing into the market? That's what utility means. What solution is it bringing to the market? Is the solution feasible? Imagine a cryptocurrency asset comes to tell you that we are going to create a way for you to go to the Mars, to go to the moon. Who take you to the moon? How did you intend to achieve that? How can a cryptocurrency make you to go to the moon? That is a false utility. So let's read the utility and understand the utility. These are things that you can use ration to hear. It's just like somebody coming to lie to you. Once you see somebody lying to you, you'll be able to know when somebody's lying to you. Because of where you see they over-exaggerated it. Is it realistic? You know, when somebody tells you something that is too good to be true, now scam, run away. So what are some of the utilities of a cryptocurrency asset? We have for payment, for example, on Bitcoin, the main utility of Bitcoin is payment. We have other ones like Doge Doge is a shitcoin, sorry, like XRP, a lot of them like that. They're basically for payment. Although every cryptocurrency asset can be used for payment, but the ones that are actually created for payment are the like of Bitcoin, XRP, Tron, and a lot of them like that. They are actually created for payment options. Right? Then we have for fast transaction. Fast transaction, another utility. Remember, utility is the innovation. Fast transaction. One of the importance of cryptocurrency asset is that it brings about faster transaction. So there are certain cryptocurrency assets like Tron. Tron is a cryptocurrency asset that can tell that it's created for fast transaction. All right, very fast. If you want to send any cryptocurrency asset, you've got your asset. XRP2 is very fast. All right, so these are some of the innovations behind cryptocurrency assets. All right, that you should look out for. We have the scalable blockchain. Sorry for the error there. Scalable blockchain. For example, now some blockchains now discover, okay, like Ethereum now has congestion. Like if you want to perform any transaction on Ethereum, I said it the last time, that you're going to be forced to pay more gas fee. Now, another cryptocurrency asset now came around and said, okay, Kai, and this one that Ethereum is charging us too much. What's the problem? It's okay, Ethereum is not scalable. And because of it's not scalable, people are beginning to frown at Ethereum. That is why another person went behind the scene and created another coin again, created Tron. It is much more scalable. All right, it is very, very scalable. It says that plenty transaction can happen on top, and they're not just going to happen. Since the blockchain is scalable now, they can give room for other crypto assets to build upon them. Remember, not every coin has its own blockchain, right? So some of these coins, if you look at the coin, is it a blockchain on its own? Look at that particular asset. Does it have its own blockchain? Is the blockchain scalable? How well can it accommodate other cryptocurrencies to build upon it? So those are some of the utility. Okay. Then we now have cheap transaction cost. For example, now there was a time that sending Ethereum is very expensive. That was when the idea of BNB started coming. If you want to send BNB now, if you watch one of the videos, I explained how sending BNB is very, very cheap. BNB has made transaction very, very. You want to send 1 billion, they will not charge you less than 100 naira. That is the utility of BNB. It has made transaction cost cheap. Transaction cost very, very cheap. Okay, so these are just a few of the utility, the main ones. So by the time you're reading your white paper, you're going to see the utility. They always used to state it. You see what they say, utility. This crypto asset is meant to achieve this particular one. Read it. If you're convinced with it, fine. If you're not convinced with it, go and look for another coin again. All right. So ensure that you take note of the utility. Like they say, the hype will bring people into a particular cryptocurrency asset. But what is going to sustain them is the utility. If the innovation is not good, people will not stay there. It's just like a businessman. Let's take a restaurant now. She's just saying, "Come on, buy." She was just marketing aggressively on social media. She was marketing, and then people began to buy that, come to a restaurant to eat food. And after they came to the restaurant quite alright. She had population in her restaurant, but then after they started tasting the food, it was not sweet. They started running away. That is what utility does. If your utility is not strong, yes, your marketing strategy might be good, but what will retain your customer for it is your utility. If your utility or your innovation is not good, people will come, but then they will run away. All right? So that's why you need to pay attention to the utility. Like I said, meme coins are exempted from this popular opinion. If you're buying any shit coin, don't even think of looking at the utility. Wakanda Inu doesn't have any utility. Shiba Inu doesn't have any utility. Dogecoin doesn't have any utility. They're all shit coins. They're just like you trying to gamble your way to profit. All right. So meme coins are they don't have any utility. Nobody should tell you anything. Once you just say this coin is a meme coin, but don't even take your time to say you want to read anything. Just say, okay, you're willing to risk your money in this particular asset. All right. So that is it about what utility, the innovation behind a particular cryptocurrency asset. Like look at Bitcoin. What is making Bitcoin to stand strong today is the utility. I don't mean Bitcoin had a different utility, but if I don't crash since, but because of people already seeing is what is function, I said it in the beginning of this video. People are already using Bitcoin as a source of payment. Look at PayPal, Tesla. A lot of people already were accepting Bitcoin as a form of utility. Look at the adoption by El Salvador. They've accepted what Bitcoin as a form of utility in their country. So that is what Bitcoin, that is what is going to make Bitcoin to keep on gaining massive adoption. And of course, Bitcoin will keep on growing. Forget that we're in the deep season. Bitcoin is going to grow because of the utilities, what is good. The innovation is bringing about decentralized finance. Oh boy, like it's going to cut away middleman from anything. That is why cryptocurrency will always be accepted, because it is bringing about a new innovation to the world of finance. All right. So let's look at the next one. Trend. Very important. See, sometimes, but you just need to follow the hype. That is what the honest truth. Sometimes you just need to follow the hype. This has to do with following the hype or what on news. Have you seen instances where Elon Musk just say Dogecoin will pump, and then even if Dogecoin at that particular point on the technical analysis on the technical chart, he's showing that Dogecoin is not going to pump. But once Elon Musk said Dogecoin, just make a post about Dogecoin will begin to pump. That is what news affecting the price of cryptocurrency assets. So your fundamental analysis, always open your ear to news. Follow hype. I can remember when work to end, this W2E means what work to end came on board, and we had people talking about what stipend, GMT. People made money from GMT simply because of what? Because of hype. Look at the time of Shiba Inu. It was hype that what people made money because of what? Because they understood the influence of hype. So sometimes you want to make money in cryptocurrency, allow yourself to follow the hype. It happens naturally. Don't do it every time, but sometimes follow the hype. Look at play to earn. When people are talking about what play to earn, just go on your coin market cap. I'm going to teach you how to use your coin market cap. Go on your coin market cap, check your play to earn coins, and they start checking from there. Because since play to earn is already trending, it's not going to be long before what something in that particular ecosystem begins to trend. So if you have an idea of trend, you can capitalize on it. Look at when we're talking about metaverse. When we're talking about metaverse, that was also an Mbox. People that know about metaverse, they went to start buying Mbox, buying or GMT, buying other coins like that are related in the metaverse. They just went to the category of metaverse on CoinMarketCap. Which coin is under metaverse? Simply because of what metaverse is hype, is trending. Facebook has already changed their name to Meta. That was the strong fundamentals. Before you know it, every coin that was in the metaverse ecosystem began to respond to hype, respond to market trend. So always pay attention to trend. If you see a particular cryptocurrency asset is gaining traction, look at which category it is, and then go and check. Look at which category. Let's assume, okay, stipend is trending. Stipend is what is a work to earn cryptocurrency. I don't know if you've heard of that cryptocurrency, but you're going to be working and then they're going to be rewarding you. All right. So that's what when you discover, okay, stipend is what is trending. Go and check on the ecosystem that stipend belongs to. Check other coins that are there, because the moment it begins to trend, the hype will rub off on other cryptocurrency assets within that same ecosystem. All right. So learn to use hype to your advantage. Remember, people go with the hype. So once you notice a coin gaining massive traction, pay attention to it. Very simple. Once you notice a coin gaining massive traction, pay attention to it. Because you want to make money sometimes, but then always ensure that whenever you're working with the trend, you trade with the money you can afford to lose. All right. So always pay attention to trends. All right. Now, what do we have? They say, but remember, hype will only bring in the community. Innovation would keep them. I already said this before. Hype will only bring in the community. Maybe when you discover, okay, there's a hype. The hype is crazy. Everybody's talking about particular cryptocurrency. Go and take, in as much as you buy it back, take your time and go and study the white paper. If the innovation is good, then you can have a bit of confidence in a particular cryptocurrency asset. But if you discover at the end of the day the innovation is just shitty, run for your life. Even if you stay there for the short term. Don't try to say you want to stay there for long term. You get burnt. All right. So that's just the idea of trends. Pay attention to trend, but at the same time, always have at the back of your mind that innovation is what sustains the trend. Look what happened to Wakanda Inu. When the trend started happening, people bought Wakanda Inu and they made money from it. But those that don't understand that Wakanda Inu does not have an innovation, they were even buying and say, let's hold this asset. It will make us billionaires. With billionaires, I don't know in the trenches now. Just because they did not really understand the innovation behind a cryptocurrency asset. All right. So now, what is the next one we're going to look at now? We have the community. Community is everything in cryptocurrency assets. It's everything. Apple, this Apple phone, it is where it is today because of what? Because of the community of lovers it has. Because of the community of die-hard fans. So if you want to go into a crypto project, I'm going to teach you how to use the how to get into the community, how to go and look at the community, go and check their social media handle, look at how they engage their community members. Join their Telegram group. I'm going to teach you how to join their Telegram group. See how they interact with the people there. Look at the size of the community. How big is the community? Like I said, the only thing that's going to make a cryptocurrency move is your ability to gain traction. And you can't gain traction without a community. Bitcoin is still standing strong because Bitcoin has a huge amount of community. Those communities are backing, and you know that once any crypto asset has a huge community, that's when it will have plenty of investors who are willing to invest their money in it. Then by the time this community begins to invest their money, they're going to still remain in business. Just like I use Apple. Apple releases a product today, the product will easily sell because they already have a loyal community, right? So what kind of community have the project built? Did you notice their kind of community? Did they just build a community based on giveaway? Like there's some people like this, but that their community is based on giveaway. I know what it means to build a community based on giveaway. You attract kind of people. People that have sound mentality will not come to your community because they're not after giveaway, they're after innovations. But then observe the way this particular crypto asset is building their community. I don't always talking about giveaway. If it's always about giveaway, then have it at the back of your mind that their community will most likely fill it out with useless kind of people, with people that are only short term. All right. So have the idea of what the kind of community these people are building. How active do they engage people in their Telegram community? Not just the Telegram community, across all their community. And that is why people make money as community moderators, because this crypto project, they understand the importance of engaging community. So they pay hugely. They pay weekly. So they pay even 300,000 naira per a community moderator. So what is just going to come out? Engage the community. Your own work is just come and be chatting to the community. Will be paying you 300,000 naira or let's say 100,000 naira weekly. They do that. I don't know if you've heard of crypto jobs, but they do that. You come and then you come and then you engage the community. For example, in my crypto bootcamp, now by the time I blow, I'm going to start employing a community manager because I cannot handle the community myself. Developers cannot come and handle the community. So how are they investing in engaging in their community? Do they have community managers? Do we have people that handle the community? Those are things that you need to look out for. And how do you get it? You need to be in the community first. So once you find a particular cryptocurrency, before you just come to a conclusion, start looking at all of these things. Go on their Twitter. If people tag them, do they respond? Look how they share information regularly to their community, to give you an idea if the community is dead or if it's alive. If it's a dead community, everywhere will be as quiet as a graveyard. But then if it's a live community, definitely they're going to always engage their community. What kind of activities do they use to engage their audience? Like I said, if they're engaging the audience, you just airdrop, or probably give away, run for your life. But then if you discover that they are doing things like ask me anything, probably they're just asking, maybe doing regular Q&A section, doing quizzes. People do that one. That is why I know that KuCoin is here to stay. That's KuCoin app. If you look at their community, it's very, very active. In a day, 15,000 messages. What is happening? They're engaging people there. Yes, they'll do giveaway, but they'll not do giveaway that much. They'll do giveaway. They'll do quick Q&A session. They even reward active users. They're encouraging people to participate in the group. So then go as high as pay. Like they'll say every week they'll be monitoring who chats the most in every week. So let's assume that you're on that chat the most in every week. They'll pay you just to sustain that spirit of communication. They don't want to keep the group lively. So they're willing to keep on investing money to sustain the activity of that group, because they know that once anybody joins that particular group, people that are joining the group that are half-head, they're joining the group because they want to notice the level of activity in that particular group chat. So by the time they discover, okay, there's a good level of activity there, then they can go and buy that particular cryptocurrency asset. Right? So they're investing greatly in keeping their community active. Look at the kind of activities they use to sustain the group. Do they host Q&A? Do they host question and answer? Like, just look at it. This will bring about creativities of sustaining the attention of the group, right? So those are things you need to pay attention to. And then, as I'm saying this now, I'm not expecting to just do analysis in one day. Sometimes analysis might take you 1 week, 2 weeks. You need to just put an eye on in a particular cryptocurrency asset. All right, so you're not just the fact I'm explaining all of this in one day doesn't mean you just get all of this information in one day. Yes, some of them you can get it in one day, but for like this community now, you need to actually give yourself time to study it, because of course you're investing money. So I want you to actually take your time to study this asset. Don't be in a rush, right? So who constitute the community? Remember, the community refers to everybody the cryptocurrency has, everybody I believe. both the whales, both the developers, both the influencers, all of them are what? They're all what? People that constitute the community. So look at them. Do the community have people that have sense? Do they have some kind of credible people in their community? All right. If you go and check on the social media now, check who they follow and who follows them. Like on Twitter now, go on Twitter now, check who they are following and who is following them. It's going to give you an idea. Imagine Elon Musk following a particular cryptocurrency. That cryptocurrency is going to moon because of what people have discovered. Okay, if Elon Musk will pursue this particular cryptocurrency, it may hope they, right? So that's just it. Look at what who and who constitutes their community. Don't look at just the people that are making us in the group chat. Look at what the big boys too. How many people are in the community? Which category of people are in the community? Right. So pay attention to this particular one too. The next one we have is the investors or venture capitalists. All right. So let me give you an idea now. Imagine you wanted to go and imagine Obasanjo and Goodluck Jonathan came to a particular area, and then they went to inside a public school, and then they just entered a particular public school. What would you think? Automatically, you just think that this public school is good. Even if you want to send your child to a private school, and then you see Obasanjo entering a public school, it's most likely that you change your mind. Why? Because of what they are more like what investors. Their influence already was rubbing off on that particular cryptocurrency, on that particular school. Sorry, Obasanjo and Goodluck are past president of Nigeria. By the time you see them entering into a particular school now, automatically you begin to say, what will even bring them to this particular school? It's just like Davido now. Imagine Davido endorsing a brand. You just automatically fall in love with that brand. So that's exactly what happens in cryptocurrency. Before you buy any particular project, look at which big companies are supporting the project, which big companies are endorsing that particular project. All of these things I'm going to teach you how to get it. And by the time we start explaining market cap and coin market cap, that is the tool for fundamental analysis. I'm going to explain it. I'm going to show you how each of these tools happen, how you're going to get all of this information on the coin market cap. All right. So you're going to ask which investors are supporting this particular cryptocurrency asset. So now some of the venture capitalists we have, these venture capitalists are just like investors. Those seed investors we talk about then, seed investors, people that would come out and invest in the cryptocurrency at an early stage now. That's what we mean by seed investors now. All right. So we have some of them are Pantera Capital, Fembushi, YGG Games, Animoca brand, Almeida Group. Like these are top venture capitalists. Once you see them supporting a particular cryptocurrency, have it at the back of your mind. Okay, this thing na good project, because they already have good people vouching for them. Mind you, it's possible that they paid this venture capitalist too. You understand? Because they know what it means. So sometimes you need to be careful too. In as much as you're seeing a venture capitalist, it's possible that they're there for their money, right? Maybe they just want to play one or two things like that. So it's possible that they're there for their money. So always be careful. Trade with caution. But always look out for like these are the main ones. Once you want to take any I'm going to show you all of these things, right? I'm going to show you how to get all of these things. So the moment you want to pick a particular cryptocurrency asset, look at it. Who is vouching for this crypto asset? Who is taking their neck for this crypto asset? Their influence is rubbing up on the cryptocurrency assets. Now imagine, just like I said, imagine Elon Musk picking interest in a particular cryptocurrency asset. Of course, the asset is going to move, regardless of whether the technical or fundamental analysis is good. So far as Elon Musk has indicated interest, the economy is going to move at that particular period in time. That's what the influence of investors on fundamental analysis. Although the ideas of this, that Elon Musk is just short-term gain, right? But these investors now, they're like long-term players in the industry. Like all these Pantera Capital, they are big boys. They are hedge fund managers in the industry. Hedge fund managers. Just look out for them, because most of them, although sometimes they might want to just play gamble, they want to just do uru, but sometimes they're actually there for the long term. So if you see, okay, like when they were saying Phantom, when Pantera, Fibushi, they were all backing Phantom, people began to enter Phantom. Why? Because these big men were willing to put their money there. They've seen the future of that particular coin. And remember, these big investors, they are not just trading. They are not trading with one naira. They're not trading with 2 naira. They're trading with billions of naira. So once they are supporting a particular cryptocurrency, once they're adding a particular cryptocurrency to their watch list, it means they are seeing the future in that particular asset. And of course, they have their group of fundamental analysts. So their fundamental analysts have done the work for them. So before you see them vouch for a particular cryptocurrency asset, they are very sure that, okay, they are going to get good returns at the end of the day. Okay? So that is it, very, very important. All right. So learn out what to check for investors that are very, very good. Which investors is rooting for that particular project. Okay. So let's go to the next one now. The greed factor. All right. The greed factor is anything you can observe that will cause an unusual demand for that particular product. Let me give you an example with Luna. When Luna came on board, Luna was just an ordinary kind of DeFi coin. But what made people attracted to Luna? Luna was offering a high APY. It's more like Luna is a DeFi, and so on DeFi you can stake. So when you stake, it's more like when you stake, they give you interest. So what attracted people to Luna was the fact that if you stake your Luna, you're going to be getting high return on investment. So that people wanted to get what more. So it kept on pulling them to Luna. What do you see that will cause a continuous traction to luring more investors to interact with the project? Like I said, for Luna, now for Luna, I can tell you for sure that Luna, what made Luna to gain such traction was the high API. They did airdrops too, but then the main one was the high API. So the moment people began to Luna, they do this, or Luna, they do that one, everyone began to enter Luna just because of what they want. That was their greed. Remember, I talked about greed, right? That was their greed playing on them. But then they didn't know. Your runner know it. Okay? So always look out for the greed factor there. All right? Continuous airdrops. There's some like when this one they're talking about one Metis network like that. That Metis is currently running an airdrop because of how the whole media is talking about Metis airdrop. The Metis coin itself began to pump. Not because of it has any good and technical analysis. The technical analysis is showing good, but because of what people have been hammering on this airdrop, so that noise alone created a buzz around that particular cryptocurrency asset. As such, people began to go for that particular asset. All right, that is what the greed factor. Humans are always greedy, so anything that's going to anywhere belly face now, anywhere, how did you say anywhere belly face now, their head face. So since they are belly, so they say, let's go there, we're going to get more. They don't want to care. Remember, the mass will never, the majority of people that trade in cryptocurrency know nothing about market psychology. So they are just after their stomach. But you that know what you're after, you'll be cautious. You'll be able to know when to follow. This is just like this greed factor, just like following hype. Yeah, that means it's just like following hype. So maybe if you see, okay, they'll say this particular coin, if you buy it, if you stake it, if you hold it, they're going to give you NFT reward. So people begin to buy a particular cryptocurrency asset just because they want to get an NFT reward. And of course, as they're buying the crypto asset, the price begins to pump. So when you discover that this kind of information are around, you can see how you can take advantage of them. It's a good fundamentals, a very, very good one. All right. You just have to keep your ears on the ground and then hear when each of these news or these rumors are coming into life. All right. So greed factor is very, very important, right? And it's very, very good fundamental indicator. Okay. The next one is the competitors bias. All right. Now before I said, just like every other business, there are projects that have very similar use cases. Right? Let me give you an instance now. We have MTN recharge card and Glo recharge card. Both of them are networks. They are networks. They serve the same purpose. If you want to just call person, you just call person. Now imagine you go to a shop to go and buy MTN, and then you go to the shop and then MTN 100 naira sells for what? For 150. The normal MTN you buy for 100 naira sells for 150. And then you now ask how much is Glo, or probably you just overheard somebody saying Glo, that same Glo for 100 naira sells for what? For 130. What does this signals you? Both of them serve but similar. They have similar functions, but one is expensive than the other. If care is not taken, that one that is cheaper, it means it soon catch up with that one that's expensive. All right, and then if the use case of that particular cryptocurrency asset is not really strong, that one that's expensive is going to come down. Meaning what? It is overpriced. Okay. That's just exactly what this competitors bias means. If the project you're studying has competitors, check their market cap and price. If there's great similarity, then you can it can help you to estimate the price movement. All right, so I'm using a colloquial example now, like what MTN and what Etisalat, MTN and Glo, I mean. So by the time you want to go and buy it and you discover, okay, these two things, they have similar functions. They have similar use cases. Why is this one more expensive? Now, if this one is more expensive number, it is not advisable to go and buy the one that's expensive. Why? Because two things are involved. It's either the one that is cheaper is going to rise to the one that's expensive, or the one that's expensive is going to what? To fall down to the one that's cheap. Excuse me, the one that's cheaper. And most of the times, the one that is cheap, the one that is cheaper tends to rise above to meet the one that's more expensive. Why? Because of what? The fundamentals is good, the innovation is good. But if the innovation is not good, and then you say, okay, one is expensive, that one that's expensive will soon dip. Probably something that influenced its growth. And of course, cryptocurrency they are most similar. By the time you start reading white paper, you discover that almost all white paper are similar. That's why I tell that most of the times, 85% of cryptocurrency are scam. It's 5%. A time would come whereby they will start regulating and they will begin to remove scam projects. But at the moment, we have plenty scam projects. Most of them just went and doubled or copy another person's you want to pick a particular cryptocurrency asset, look at the white paper, look at the look at its competitors. Are they offering similar thing? What is the price difference there? Okay, very, very important. All right. So this is just all we have, right? This is all we have for fundamental analysis, the factors to consider. We are looking at fundamental analysis. I wasn't really expecting this to be long, and then we are 1 hour 14 minutes into the training, right? So I believe you got value. All right. So I'm going to be ending. Let me show my face before I end the training. All right. So yeah, this is my face again. We are done with the section. So we're just going to call it a day. If you have any question, if you want to watch the replay, feel free to watch the replay. And then if you have any question, do well to send me your questions on WhatsApp. All right. So peace out.